Hey, everybody. Welcome back to episode 3 of the podcast that we're doing. And essentially, we're doing something a little bit experimental at this point. It's really, really bad weather. People are just kind of caught in between the holidays of Christmas and New Year's. And so everyone's in different places around Oregon, not too terribly far apart, but it just made sense that we try to do a remote podcast. So that's what we're doing. Bear with us if there's some lack of equality in audio. Also, Nano's here on our show right now, but he's dying of SARS or bird flu or being old or something. So if he laughs, he goes into a coughing fit, and then we all die of whooping cough. Anyway, that said, the topics that we're going to cover today are a couple different things. We're going to do the best things that we experienced in 2018, the worst things that we experienced in 2018, and then we're going to kind of cover maybe what some of our goals and outlook, positive stuff that we're looking forward to for 2019, so the upcoming future. We're getting a lot of feedback from Nano's end, by the way.
Yeah, John started talking louder. All right, we should be good.
Okay. So before we actually get too terribly started, I just kind of wanted to go around the table to say who we've got here. It's myself, Johnathan Addison. Then we've got...
Oh, Reed.
Perfect.
Trina.
Nano.
And Stephanie.
You guys just made that the most awkward. So yeah, we've got John Addison, Reed Tucker, Nano and Trina Kingsbury, and Stephanie Addison as well. Something we talked about in our last episode was how Trina gets it straight from the tap. So we've got shirts. I'll go ahead and leave the links to that, as well as Ooh Choppa Choppa, and I will leave links to both of those shirts. They're available in any type of color, any type of size, the gender, unisex, whatever it is, different types of cuts. It's essentially, it'll be a link. You can customize it from there. That'll be down there. They're kind of expensive if you buy them individually. If we, in our group, buy them for our group, we might do a group buy and then they get cheaper. So that's something to bear in mind. So starting, I guess, right off the top, let's do good stuff. We'll go around the table. I think the order we're going to do is John, Stephanie, Trina, Nana, Reed. But good stuff for 2018. I guess we got to do, I went to Mexico with some friends of mine from the internet, good guys, Canadian. One of them is very, very sheltered and kind of shut in, and that was neat to see him go out. He was still a little bit shut in, but otherwise good time. What else? We had a birthday at the beach house, and that was crazy. Yeah, that was fun. There was a hot tub, and there was a lot of food being thrown off the balcony to the people in the hot tub, which I know that sounds obnoxious because it was a place that we were renting, but Nana was sure to eat all of the food that landed in the hot tub. So we cleaned up after us. I don't know. Does anyone else have anything that they can think of that I should be saying was good for me for 2018?
For John in particular, he hasn't died yet.
I haven't died yet.
He had a promotion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did get a promotion.
So in the Addison household, we both saw promotions within our place of work, both putting us into management. So now we're part of the Single Comma Club, so we make at least $1,000 annually. That's good.
You got added to the birthday calendar.
Ooh, I did get added to the birthday calendar, but Slagathor the cat quickly took me back off the calendar.
Very fast.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I think that's it. That's all that I can think of right off the top. We went and did a Canada trip as a group right up near the end of the year, and that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. No one died on that trip either.
No one died. I think that's a good thing, is no one in our core group has died this year that I'm aware of.
Yes.
Right, Stephanie, what do you got?
I don't know. So the promotions are pretty cool. We did do a lot of traveling, so we got to go to Colorado. We did go to Canada, so that was, both of those trips were interesting. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot that happened in 2018. A ton of stuff that happened on the positive side of things. I think it was a pretty solid year. So I think that one of the main pros was that the cons that there were overcome for the most part, or will be overcome, and nothing really knocked us on our ass knock on wood, thus far.
What was your favorite thing? If you had to just take the whole year, what was your favorite component of 2018?
I don't know.
Putting you on the spot.
I don't know. I don't really have a favorite or a standout moment. Yeah.
Choppa.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, we did kind of our usual things. Island camping is always a highlight of the year for me. Top of the World camping was a lot of fun also.
It was a lot of fun.
Got some good footage for that too. I really like the time lapse that we got for that.
I need to join for that trip next year.
Don't like the ending of that time lapse.
Yeah, Trina just showed up just to have sex. She's just like, I mean, if there's
no. She didn't show up for sex. She showed up for a Carhartt.
I was looking for my Carhartt, guys.
Yeah. Did you find it?
I did. I did find my Carhartt.
Was it a good fit?
Yes.
Was it worth what it costs you?
Was it a little small, on the small side?
Oh,
It fit perfectly.
Okay. Cool. All right. Trina, you're up on the list. What do you got for 2018?
I think birthdays this year. Everybody had a fantastic birthday. Like everybody knew what they wanted to do for the most part, and we went and did it. And they were just fun. Like starting with Reed's with the mountain, and then what did we do for Jess's?
We kind of did just a little bit of everything because she didn't have a plan. She was like, I don't want to have a party because no one will show up.
And then we showed up, and then we didn't have a plan.
Yeah.
We did Mongolian and arcade, right?
Yeah, we ended up going to like Wonderland, and then we tried to do laser tag, but it was all bad, so we just went bowling, and then
like it was a good birthday.
Yeah, it ended up being a good birthday. Yeah.
Unplanned, but we just kind of made up the night as we went, and it was a lot of fun. And then we did bowling for my birthday. John, we did beach house for yours.
That's when we first met M.
Well, we met her before that, but
That's the first time I met M was beach house.
Right, because you missed island camping that year, right? No, you didn't miss island camping. Did you?
that was
So you just showed up night two.
Beach house was before island camping, John. Beach house for your birthday, remember?
Oh, yeah. You're right. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay.
We met M Halloween party.
Oh,
They missed
right.
that one.
a couple
right.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Did we do a dinner for your birthday, Nano?
Was it Oliver's? What did we do for
had
Nano's?
a wedding to go to. That's why we kind of skipped your birthday this year. Well, next year will be better.
Aren't you supposed to go to Le Pigeon?
What?
He was going to go get foie gras.
Oh, that's right. You wanted to do that like fancy dinner.
Le Pigeon.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Le Pigeon.
Next year. We keep saying that, but next year for sure. Everybody had a good birthday, I think.
Except for me, I guess.
Except for Nano.
Because there was a wedding at the same time, so the wedding kind of overshadowed the birthday. But next year.
Fancy dinner was a lot of fun too.
Oh, for Oliver's
For
birthday.
Oliver's
6-year-old's
birthday?
birthday. Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as it is that I can look at that birthday fondly and go, hey, my kid is growing up. I think my biggest takeaway from Oliver's birthday was how much I want a shoulder holstered 1911.
Right? It was a lot of fun carrying. I tell you what.
What?
I mean, of course not. I don't know what you're talking about, John.
Yeah. Trina, what was your favorite moment of 2018?
Yeah, I don't have one. It was a good solid year. There were some ups, there were some downs, but yeah, like Stephanie said, the ups definitely overshadowed the downs.
Cool. All right, Nano, what you got?
Yeah, this year was busy. My work got busy, so much so we hired Zach on full time, which, is always fantastic. The Gambler, Reed and I, built the death cart.
Oh, that was a lot of fun, the death cart.
Yeah, that was almost died on it. So it's almost death cart right now.
So let's take a couple of minutes for the people that have no idea what you're talking about. Tell us about the death cart.
Death cart. So I had a quad sitting in my backyard with no motor. And then I had a really crappy go-kart. We cut the rear end off the quad, mounted it to the go-kart. Then Reed and I were both looking at it and thinking, this thing needs more power. Short discussion later, we got a 420cc motor for the thing. It'll do more than 40. On some protection.
That's with our bad torque converter too. We could very easily. I believe we could get that up to 50.
Oh, we're going to reach over 60 once we get rid of the governor and actually build the thing correctly.
And put in a seatbelt and have a helmet while you go on
You
it.
don't need a seatbelt. We have a roll cage.
I put a seatbelt in it. I just didn't wear it when I was wrecked it.
That roll cage does nothing. He bruised up his entire side when he rolled.
Yeah, but did he die?
There were sparks.
That's fine. Did you die?
I'm not sure.
All
A
right.
little on the inside.
What else you got for us, Nano?
You guys were saying that, top of the world camping was fantastic, which it was. Like, once we got there, but that was one of the more scary things I've ever done is take the RV somewhere an RV should never, ever, ever go. And that was terrifying.
Can I tell you my favorite part about that trip?
Was it the steaks?
It was the meat pot.
Meat pie?
Oh, do you know what my favorite part about that trip was? We did I think the most American thing that we could conceive, which was take a steak and season it with a shotgun.
We did do that. I think I'll link to that also in the video.
It was amazing.
I did find a Carhartt on that trip too, so
Yeah, Nano, you should say that was your favorite part
for
of
the
that trip.
little bit that I showed up for that trip.
Shotgun steak, I think, was better.
Oh,
I think my favorite part of that steak was Jess trying to fight Nano.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
You don't know? That's where like Jess, keep your pants on. Like you can't fight Nano unless your pants are off. Reference comes from.
Yeah, I mean, I keep hearing that, but I'm just saying, every time that Jessica and Nano get together, I think there's always the attempt at fight.
Oh, there's always the attempt to fight. Like Jess gets drunk and she just gets fighty.
Only with Nano, though.
No, she gets like even when it's just me. Like Jess is a very violent person.
I'm the only one who ever eggs her on, though. And it's normally like, Jess, you can't fight me. You have pants on. And, it always gets escalated from there.
I just told her that I could take her. We've never actually fought. We did try and do a push-up battle, which I lost immediately, but that doesn't mean I couldn't take her.
Jessica lost it too, though.
Did she?
Yeah,
she did.
she lost it to John.
Okay.
Well,
All right, Nano, what was your favorite part of 2018? Do you have anything more to add for 2018?
I think the Winter Gambler was probably it was the most fun at least I had in 2018.
with the Chevy,
Yeah.
No.
Well, and the death cart.
where you almost died.
But did he?
No,
Well, then there's no problem. And he won the race, so it doesn't even matter.
I did win the race by quite a bit too.
I don't think getting across the finish line, though, is considered winning.
No, it is.
I went across the finish line with the entire rig and myself. Yes, it was sideways, but it still took a good couple seconds for the other guy to still catch up.
Yeah. It does. As a great philosopher of our time said, it doesn't matter whether you win by an inch or if you win by a mile. Winning's winning.
Even if it's sideways.
And that was the famous Dominic Toretto. So, okay, cool. Reed, you're up. Tell us about 2018.
Let's see. 2018 overall, I'd say was an excellent year. Had its ups and downs. Favorite part? I've been thinking about this a lot for a while since we came up with it. I still couldn't come up with like a favorite part of the year. Let's just say that like overall the summer I think was pretty good.
Can you isolate that? Like, elaborate a little bit more?
Early summer, I can't. Like, I'm just going on island. I don't know. We had island camping, which was a blast. We had top of the mountain or top of the world, which was a blast. Everybody had good birthdays this year, except for Nano.
Next year.
Steph's birthday was fun. Went karaokeing. I don't think anyone mentioned what we did for Steph's birthday. We went to the spaghetti factory, waited for like 45 minutes just to get some water.
Oh, God, that's right.
Then we went-
Amanda was about to fight a waiter.
I was ready to leave.
Yeah,
Like, at one point, I even said, let's just go to Red Robin. But
not sponsored.
not sponsored. Hashtag Red Robin is best Robin. Yeah, I just say overall it was a good year. I don't think I have a best memory that comes to mind.
Okay.
I would say the
That's-
whole summer was really good. We had a wedding, we had camping, we had
Yeah.
good times.
I think it was one of the better summers of my lifetime.
Cool. How many more do you think you have?
Hopefully no more than 2 or 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you die young and you make a pretty corpse.
All right. Cool. Does anyone else have anything to add for good stuff, best stuff of 2018?
The Halloween party was, a blast.
I don't think. Yeah, you didn't collapse at any point this Halloween party. I wasn't
One
sure.
person got sick.
Yeah, I think one person got sick, one person got punched in the face, and I think even though it sounded rough the night of, the next morning marriage counselors weren't needed. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah, that
background
was
on that.
That was rough.
The background on that is that everyone was ready for bed except for
Nano and Jessica.
Nano and Jessica. And Trina's like, Nano, can we please just go to bed? Can we please turn the music off? He's like, no. And he's just dancing away in the other room. And then I was like, hey, is your that lady who represents
Alexa?
Amazon? Great. It was like,
Tell me a joke.
is that connected to your music? I got the confirmation that it was. I was like, I said that name and then told it to stop the music, and it did. Nano comes in very angry and rips it out of the wall and says, and Trina's like, yes, the music's finally over. Nano's like, go fuck yourself. And then I was like, cool. Hey, Steph, let's go to bed. So we go to bed, whatever. There was some
like
stuff.
at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
Right.
Everybody else had already gone home. Like it's just
So-
the big 6.
There was a little bit of a disagreement between Jessica and Reed too, but the point was we go to bed. Nano comes in the next morning. We spent the night at Nano and Trina's house. We stayed in their camper. Thanks for letting us. And he's like, hey, you guys awake? And I'm like, yeah, dude, is everything okay between you and Trina? He's like, what? Yeah. I was like, okay, because yeah, it was bad. It seemed bad. I guess I don't know. They're professionals about it or something. I don't know.
It was a 2:30 moment.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
happens at 2:30 stays at 2:30.
No.
Yeah.
The expression is nothing good happens after 2 a.m.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's go through the bad stuff then of 2018. The only thing that really sticks to my mind that's a little bit sour for me is and it is right now, I think, is because it's like in the moment, it's still very fresh and ongoing, is we just had car trouble out the yang. Stephanie's BMW, the belts were making noise, and it's that particular setup is like once it starts making noise, you want to change the belts immediately before it causes an issue. So replace the belts. Less than 5,000 miles later, it starts doing it again. So we replaced the belts, and then less than 5,000 miles later, they just snap. And we don't even know how bad it is. Haven't gotten it up and running. I knew I needed a clutch in my car, but that gave out on the way to work, and it's been weeks attempting to get a flywheel, and it's still not here, and we don't actually know when it's going to arrive. So we actually own 4 vehicles, but the roadworthiness of any of them at any given point right now is 0. So that's super fun. I think that's going to be a goal for 2019, and I guess we'll get into that. But yeah, I guess the only real bad stuff that stands out to me is just kind of car stuff. It's been super, super busy, and yeah, and there's just been a lot of, I don't know, bad something happening with cars. So yeah, that's it for me. Steph?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the same for me also. It's just one fucking car thing after another. There were like accidents, getting getting rear-ended, people backing their cars into ours on the side of the house. It was just like a near constant situation where all of our vehicles were not functional.
Sorry to interrupt with you, but yeah, we're up to 5 collisions from our driveway this year for 2018. We've been hit 5 times.
You guys need to get some new neighbors.
Yeah, we have a new neighbor, and he's joined the club.
Yeah,
I
I want to
say,
put
John's also Asian. and
Yeah,
he's
I want to
a
put
great
giant orange cones and just have them like when we park there and just blockade off. Like, I don't know. It's really frustrating. That was pretty much the main, I think, negative thing for the year. Otherwise, it's been, I would say, a vast improvement over 2017. The political climate and just kind of social climate has been awful. But I think I've just tried to isolate myself from that by just ignoring the world for the most part.
Okay.
Cool. Trina?
Well, you guys kind of stole mine, but we've had so much car trouble this last year with our Subaru. Like, it started last November. We're dipping into 2017 here, but we got in a car accident where the car was parked, and then we had to bring it to the shop. Took months to get it through the shop. Then the clutch stopped working on it. Then something else stopped working on it. We've dumped thousands into this stupid car in the last year. And I finally started budgeting, like looking at it, and I was like, crap, we're spending a lot on vehicles. Also on like gambler stuff, but that's more fun. It's not needed for a daily driver. Or I could just start daily driving the gamblers, and that might be cheaper than our current.
All the gamblers are broken.
Oh, all the gamblers are broken, so we're just gonna throw thousands at a multitude of vehicles. This year was just really busy. Like, we didn't get as many house projects done as I think we wanted to because we were just going every weekend. Like, it was fun and all, but
Yeah, I think this summer we need kind of to tone it back a little bit.
yeah, it's just, it gets expensive. And my house is a mess. I still don't have a chicken coop. We're never getting chickens at this point. The woodshed is still where it was 2 years ago.
Which is to say, not there.
It's got 4 posts, a hair bit of framing, but there's no roof on it, and it definitely needs a roof. The garage is going to fall over at any moment.
Say that again. It needs a what?
It needs a woof.
It needs a woof.
Did I say woof?
You said wolf or like rough or something like that.
A roof?
Yeah, said it needs a roof.
A roof.
A roof.
Roof.
Yeah. A woof.
I'm not saying this weird.
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
are.
are.
You totally are. It's roof.
A roof.
Roof.
It needs a covering over it.
Feeling.
That's all I got.
Nano?
Yeah, like you guys were saying, car repairs this year have been super frustrating. Trina is the destroyer of anything automotive.
It just means I drive the vehicle to work. Nana works from home, so it's not like he has to drive anywhere. And he bought the stupid vehicle, so I'm that's my alibi.
Yes.
Are we talking about the Subaru?
Well, first off, she broke the Subaru several times. Then, my 81 Toyota pickup, which should be virtually unbreakable, she blew the motor up.
Because the Subaru was dead, I had to drive that thing.
The Jeep is just in a perpetual state of brokenness, but it just keeps on moving, so...
Which will be my car for the next week now.
Outside of that, yeah, just way too busy with everything. Like, there are so many projects I didn't get to. A lot of projects I did get to, though. But yeah, just the car stuff. It got out of hand and super expensive this year. It was obnoxious.
Yeah. Here's a curiosity question. I don't want to turn it into a car debate. We can have a podcast entirely about that. And I think that actually maybe would be a good one to go over. How long have you owned the Subaru?
We bought it when we moved to Scappoose.
2012.
Oh, so you've had it for 6 years then.
Yeah, it was 6 years old when we bought it. And we've put
Okay.
on over 100,000 miles since we bought it.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to save the follow-up questions for the next podcast. What do you got for us, Reed?
I haven't had any car problems this year.
Oh, good for you.
Like last year, I snapped the front axle on my Jeep. But other than that, I haven't had any problems. Jess did have a knock sensor that we finally got replaced.
Did that fix it, by the way?
It did.
Okay.
Yeah, so she hasn't had any problems with it yet. But I have had other issues that I don't really want to go into on this environment.
Sure.
Let's see. I just had an uncle pass away a few weeks ago, 5th. Let's see, what else? My aunt had cancer this year. They think they got that all pulled out.
I'd say that's a best of 2018.
Yeah, it was good. She goes back here in a couple weeks to double check the confirmation that they got it all. They think they found a lump in my dad's prostate that was hopefully precancerous when they caught it. Let's see.
I wish the best for that situation, but something to point out is that that's because the industry that you're in truck driving.
Yeah.
And your dad is heavily into that also. He's doing the same thing. He's sitting in his seat all day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fairly common thing for people that are sitting all day, guys that are sitting all day, or bicyclists, is to have, I don't want to say lumps in the prostate, but for I don't know the medical term for it off the top of my head, but yeah. So I'm glad that was hopefully not an awful situation.
Yeah, we think we got it before. He is going in, I think, the second to get his L5 replaced. He's been having severe hip issues for the last couple of years, and they thought it was arthritis in his hips. Turns out it was just out of high school he broke his L5, and it never really healed properly. Then over the years of driving the truck, it's just been pounded into a dust. And now he's got pinched nerves. So if he's sitting for more than 5 seconds, the nerve settles down and he can't stand back up very well. So he's going in first thing to get that fixed. And there's a 50-50 chance of him losing the use of his legs.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Which is better than last year's surgery, which was like a 50-50 chance of him just becoming paralyzed from the neck down. So based on statistics, he might be losing the use of his legs. Because you can't win 50-50 twice, right? Fingers crossed.
You win. That's worst of 2018.
Yeah. So that's kind of what's been going on my end. But personally, I lost a few pounds actually this year, thanks to the help of my girlfriend Jess, who's a personal trainer.
Where's she a personal trainer at?
Anytime Fitness in Sherwood. She's getting ready to move out to the open one up in Hillsboro.
Okay.
By IHOP. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. So what is the order of operations? IHOP and then Anytime Fitness, or Anytime Fitness and then IHOP?
I prefer working out before I eat. That way I don't vomit when I'm working out.
Perfect.
So do you drink your Mountain Dew before or after you work out?
We don't mention that word, but usually before.
Someone else had a question for Reed?
Oh yeah, what was it, Nano?
No, that was it. The Mountain Dew.
Oh,
okay.
Let's see.
That sounds like the worst part of 2018 for you.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. We actually had a rather large fight about that in Canada. John,
I remember that.
It was something silly, what's one of your favorite miscellaneous or frivolous things that you spend money on, or you could have a lifetime supply on? And I was like, Mountain Dew. And then that just set off the argument of arguments for me and Jess that night. That was the loudest I think Jess has ever yelled at me.
Yeah, we could hear it.
That was just a really that was an interesting evening.
Yeah.
I think for everybody.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Well, I'm just saying we broke into a house. There was arguments.
We didn't break into a house. We were already in the house. We just unlocked a door that was locked.
Maybe we shouldn't bring that up.
Whatever. Okay, cool. Anything else? Any awful things?
Um,
Not that I'm fishing. I'm just saying, like, I didn't know that about your dad. Like, why haven't we heard this about your dad before? Did everyone know but me? Or?
No, I hadn't really told anybody. I wasn't really wanting to get into it, but I just kind of did. We've just had. It's just kind of been. We're not sure yet, so we're not wanting to get people panicked yet.
Can I ask questions about it?
Yeah.
Is this the platform to ask questions?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's like, I guess, sure, go for it.
For our 3 listeners.
Yeah. So, okay. There's a chance that he's not going to be able to walk again.
Yes.
I don't feel like that's career ending because they have plenty of
no, it's not.
Driver assist programs and everything that you can drive a vehicle, and your dad's got the seat time that I feel like I wouldn't be worried about him being on the road using a PlayStation controller to drive.
Yeah, no,
but right, but like this is sudden. Like, where did this come from? Like, you said that he had an injury in high school, but and then also what's the because your father's self-employed. He runs his own business.
Yes.
Did he? It's my understanding that you personally don't have health insurance and
no, I do. Not through work. I pay for it out of pocket.
Does he do the same for himself?
He was on like the Oregon healthcare program.
Okay.
For the last surgery, I don't know if he is or not for this surgery.
Yeah, because that's not it's not a cheap surgery.
No.
If shit goes south, knock on, like, God forbid that it does. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, let's hope that it's the best experience that could possibly be had out of this situation. But like, if things went poorly, that's not cheap either.
No.
And so, like you would have. I don't want to turn it into a horror story, but like, I know what your house is set up like. That there's going to be some changes to your house if something goes bad.
No, we're if something does go bad, my dad's already wanting to sell the house, so we'll probably just end up selling the house and then just buying a lot, putting like a double wide on it, or not a double wide, a prefabbed home, something wheelchair accessible for him, so he doesn't have a problem getting around. Is
he like that? He's accepted this possibility that sounds like it's a coin toss.
Well, it's a coin toss now or a certainty in the future.
Oh shit! Okay,
it's one of those things where he could be walking down the road one day and then he steps wrong on a certain vibration and his nerves just snapped in half and he's crippled on the sidewalk.
Yeah. Okay. Background on that is a similar situation happened with my great grandmother, and she was neck down paralyzed the rest of her life. So, it's a huge and permanent thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all right. We'll build him. Nano's got a welder. We'll build him a mech suit.
I was going to say, have you met Reed's dad? He'd probably be like, hey, check out my new wheelchair. It's got 1,000 horsepower.
I mean, he did just buy a golf cart with it and he's got a chip for it now that'll do almost 40 once they figure out how to get that put in.
He could probably race you with Death Cart, too.
Yeah. I mean, there's things he'll still be able to do things. It'll just be a lot more different.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the proper way of saying that, right? A lot more different. Very different.
I'll take it. Yeah. Significant difference in his day to day.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's turn that shitty around. Positives, outlooks, and things for 2019. Yeah. Do you have any more awful things for 2018?
Let's see. Jess and I just had a fight before I got on. So I don't know if she's coming back tonight. I'll have to call her up after this and see what's happening with that. But that'll be fun.
Can I ask probing questions about that?
Go for it.
What happened there? Because it sounded like she wanted to go hang out with her sister, who's here limited amount of time.
Yeah,
so...
well, okay, right. So we were in the car.
Oh shit, we're taking sides. All right, let's do it.
Okay, so we're in the car, right? We were going to go to your house to do the podcast. And I was like, because I knew Jess didn't want to do the podcast. So I was like, hey, do you just want to go hang out with your sister? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. But to me, it came across as she feels like I'm just trying to get rid of her, which 100% was not my intention. And then fast forward to like 10 minutes before podcast, or not even 10 minutes, 10 seconds before the podcast, and Jess just gets up and starts to leave. I'm like, hold on, I gotta go say bye to Jess. And then she's just like, oh, are you gonna acknowledge me now and say bye? And I was just like, yes, bye. And she's like, how'd it go? Hold on.
Oh, shit. This is on the record.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm correcting myself.
You got to get it right.
Yeah. I doubt it matters. I don't think she'll ever listen to this podcast. She's like, oh, I didn't want to interrupt you because you're very clearly busy, which also sounded like I wasn't giving her the time of day, which wasn't the case. And I said, I'm sorry, you need to work on your phrasing, because I also referred to her phrasing in the car earlier in the car. And then she rolled her eyes at me. I said, I don't want to deal with the attitude right now. And I got on the podcast. And then she left, came back in, grabbed some stuff, and left again. So left all the lights on. I asked her to turn the heater up before she left. She just walked past the heater, ignoring me.
Can I make a suggestion?
Turn the heater up yourself.
No, I asked her to turn it off.
Oh, off.
Yeah. I got up and turned it off.
Here's my suggestion. Buy a copy of Fallout 76. And then and just evaluate, see
what happens.
Don't do that.
No.
Do you know what goes really good with Fallout 76? Mountain Dew.
Solitude.
Solitude. Like, actually, so I haven't been working much these last couple of weeks, and I've been playing a game called Factorio a lot, and I have over 100 hours just into this one playthrough. And last couple of days, Jess has been home, and I've been home. She hasn't been feeling well. She's just been kind of like laying on the bed playing Smash Bros. So I've been playing Factorio these last couple of days. I'll tell you what, it's been nice not having to get out and go do stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if Stephanie and I are in and just like in and whatever, with like no direction, I tend to just kind of just do something immersive for myself, which usually is video games.
Yeah.
But like TV shows are nice for a little while, but we've kind of steered away from TV shows a little bit, and I found that I enjoy that better. But it is a little bit more John time and not couples time.
Yeah.
So
well, the thing is like I'll get home before her, right? I'll play a game for a couple hours. First thing she does when she walks downstairs, or first thing I do when she walks downstairs, I turn off my computer and I spend virtually all my free time with her. Okay. So having these last few days where I've been able to do nothing but whatever it is I want to do has been very nice.
Sure. While she's at work, you mean?
Well, no, just while she's doing her own thing. Like, it's really like our first time of doing our own thing at the same time in quite some time. Normally we always do something together.
Sure.
So that's one of my goals to work on for next year, actually, is to find time to do things by myself, because I enjoy doing things by myself. I enjoy immersing myself in whatever it is I'm doing, either games, playing and painting with my models, or working on my Jeep or anything like that. So it's just like, that's one of my goals for next year, is to make more time for the things that I enjoy doing by myself.
Do you want me to cut this section out after we're done recording, though? For sure.
Probably.
Like, I'll if you can give me a soundbite, if you can say hanging out with Jess, just say hanging out with Jess.
Hanging out with Jess.
Perfect. So now I'll just cut it. So it says, I just want to find time to hang out with Jess more for 2019. Okay. I'll cut it up a little bit more.
Yeah,
so
it doesn't really
find time to hang out with Jess.
It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
I'll let you make the. Who the heck is Christopher Gorby called? I'll let you make the decision.
Nah, I'm gonna leave it. It's way too much work. I just don't want you to dig yourself into a hole if Jess is one of our listeners.
Oh, gotcha.
One of the 3 listeners.
One of our 3 listeners. No, we're actually up to 33 cents in ad revenue somehow.
Oh, snap. When do I get my cut?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll start cutting out checks.
Well, I mean,
I don't think I can even do a withdrawal until it hits a certain
I mean,
dollar.
I'm not even worried about it because you put all the time and effort into cutting and editing everything.
I've done so little of that.
I mean,
Okay.
You have to first pay for your equipment, right?
Yeah, it's true. I was talking to Stephanie about it. Let's take a second to talk about that. Are we good for 2018? Let's talk about 2019.
Yeah, I already said my
Okay.
2019 goal to spend more time with Jess.
Yeah, right. Okay. So the things you like doing, which is spending time with Jess. Yeah. So I guess a 2019 direction in regards to the podcast, I was telling Stephanie, I was like, once we hit X number of viewers, there are these things that I want to get. I think once we hit a certain number of regular listens or views, depending on which platform it is that you're coming from, I'd like to buy a mixer that I've got on my Amazon list, and that'll allow us to be able to record in independent channels of one another. So when we are in person, we can speak at our various different volumes, and we can do sound leveling after the fact much, much easier. It'll take them all as separate tracks into the recording application, and it'll be able to there'll just be a way more freedom in the audio. So I've got a mixer that's set up. I've got half a dozen microphones that are set up, so that way we'll be able to natively support up to 6 people with their own independent channel, which will be really nice. Yeah, and then from there, I guess if it actually turns into something serious, which I don't know that it will, I don't know that I even want it to, then it'll be really neat to kind of set up a space, especially like come 2020 when we have, we're in a different living situation. We'll have a space that we would be able to dedicate and allocate towards a quiet place for recording. And I think that'll be really nice for us. I'm actually really, really curious to see how this turns out. So 2019 podcast, I think I'd like to expand a little bit better. And then I guess as we get into 2020, if it's something we're still enjoy doing, then to actually set aside physical space for it, because the infrastructure will have already been set up.
Yeah.
Other things I'm looking forward to in 2019. I think work is going to go through some dynamic changes, and I'm excited to see where that goes, for the better or the worse. I'm not 100% sure what that's going to for sure be like yet, but I guess it's something to be excited about. I think something that Trina was actually talking about, in the activities that we did that were time consuming, money consuming, it relied. You said that, Trina, your house was a mess and stuff.
Yes.
We're gonna fuck it up when we do Coachella Kingsbury backyard island camping replacement 2019. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Gonna bust some toilets. Yeah. No, I don't know. Huh?
The one that we have.
Yeah, but I mean, you have a tub buried in your backyard, right?
That is a true thing. Yeah.
We'll just
dig out the tub a hair bit and put like a little feces pit there.
Yeah, with a little, we'll make a squatty potty.
Put some sawdust down.
Yeah.
Rebury the tub. Poor owners of the next.
Oh God!
That still sounds better than the island bathrooms.
Okay. A guest, it's Reed, says, I need to make an emergency poop. I muted my mic. I'll be right back. Okay, cool. We'll see in a bit, Reed. How funny would that be? You guys are like selling your house in whatever time frame it is that you're selling it, and they're just like, do you have anything to disclose about the property, Mr. and Mrs. Kingsbury?
Yeah,
they'd be like, well, there's been a tub in the backyard since we purchased the property, and surveyors believe it's filled with human feces.
Not
but
us. Definitely not us. Don't do any type of DNA testing on it. It's definitely not us.
Right, exactly. So yeah, sawdust and poop. That's a feature. It's mineral rich for your garden.
Yeah, just keep using it as some fertilizer.
Right, there you go. But yeah, no, I think just the activities and the stuff that promised to evolve for 2019. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I don't have anything, really that stands out. Stephanie is probably going to talk about some goals that she has. She sent me a list of goals while I was working last night, and a lot of them are around health and things, and I think that's important. I'd really like to go in that direction because I'm not going to call out Stephanie, but I myself have undergone, and I have for the last couple of years, some physical changes that are not for the best. So maybe taking better care of myself, not necessarily as a goal for 2019, but just as a ongoing thing, I think would be good for me. But yeah, no, that's really it. Just watching the evolution of things. Steph?
Yeah. I think that I don't know, most people New Year's resolution goals are not lose weight or whatever. And I think that that's just not realistic for me. But I think that, I definitely want to focus on I guess the main theme for 2019 for me is just going to be, getting our shit together.
I got a bathtub for that.
Right? Hey.
You can collect it all in one place.
Yeah, I think that's, we're talking about moving in 2020. We have a lot to work on, just financial goals to make that happen. Needing to get our credit scores up and bring our debts down, that kind of stuff. And the main focus that I want to have is just spending more time together as a family, doing things together. So we tend to either exclude or downplay the relationship that we have with Oliver, and I think that that's one thing that is definitely a negative.
What do you mean by that? I'm curious.
Well, it's just oh, hey, we're gonna be, we have the day off or something, and instead of planning a thing, he just does whatever. Or right now, we're hey, you need to go be ostracized, which is whatever, an hour a week or something's not the worst. But I've got some guilt there, I guess. So I want to start doing stuff Friday night, family game night, making sure that we eat dinner together, and not, John eats dinner at his computer every night. I want to, just make sure that we're actually carving out and scheduling that time. Doing stuff that we all enjoy doing together, going on a hike together, and just really starting to schedule those kind of activities in where we're not just ignoring any individual component of our family unit.
Sure.
So that's something I really want to focus on. I have a lot of goals for 2019. I want to make sure that I have some time, like Reed was saying, you have to have some time for yourself, and take some time for yourself. And I don't really have the opportunity to do that ever, because
having a child does that.
Right. I'm always playing mom, and I don't get a lot of backup or support in that.
Yeah,
so,
shots fired.
So I definitely, I want to make sure that I carve some time out for myself, and I'm not the only one who's picking up or allowing the other part of my couple to have time for himself. So I need to reclaim some of that.
I'm going to argue against that in saying that anytime you go, hey, I'm going to go do this thing, it's always been fine.
Yeah. So I want to
that hesitantly. Do you have an example of when that hasn't been the case?
Oh, pretty much any time.
No, it's girls' night. I'm gonna go.
It's girls.
Okay.
Yeah. Though, if I voice it as I am leaving, I am going to be gone, then I don't get a lot of pushback. But if it's hey, how do you feel about me doing this? Then it's, well, what about this, and this, or I have to work, or I'm scheduled to go do this thing with this video game, or whatever the case may be. So I very much so have to voice it as I am leaving. You are in charge of your child.
If it's a video game, he's always welcome to tag along. In fact, I encourage Oliver to tag along for the video game stuff.
I enjoy watching your streams whenever you guys stream. I remember when we were playing Ark, and it's just Oliver, what dinosaur is this?
Oliver
is it dangerous?
Ark, yeah.
Okay. All right. What else you got, Steph?
I want to make some time as well. So more on the me time, I guess, but also just time to connect with other people. More so, I guess, Brittany, for example, she doesn't make it out of Salem very often. And so we don't really see her or connect except for like events where there's like a bunch of people and so it seems very like rushed and hurried. So I don't really get time to actually like talk to her as much as I'd like.
We do more events down in Salem.
I mean, I don't know. So that's more time with like Brittany and that group is definitely on my like things that I want to do. I don't really know what the best way to make that happen is. But I definitely want to make that a thing, whether it's, I don't know what, doing things in Newburgh or Washington Square area, which is more of like a halfway point. Just scheduling dates or I don't know what. But yeah, that's pretty much the main thing. And then just like general kind of life improvements, getting more organized, trying to figure out a way to remember things because I'm really bad at just forgetting everything if I don't write it down. So trying to come up with good organizational structures for that. Bunch of stuff.
Cool. Is that it for you?
Yeah.
Trina, what you got?
Ooh, I've got a few. I usually don't do resolutions because I fail on them almost immediately every time. But I would like.
Remember that one year you were like, I'm going to quit smoking crack?
Yeah, didn't work. You know, you got to start crack to quit crack. So.
Yeah, it's true. Failed instantly.
I failed on that. I would like to get more financially fit. Like actually stick to the budgets I have listed out. I started tracking stuff, so at least I've got that down. But keeping to them every month is pretty bad.
Well, I'm curious as to your portion of the budget that goes to alcoholic beverages. Like, what percentage of your budget is strictly for alcohol?
90%.
It's not that high. I could look it up if you give me a minute.
81% alcohol, 17% cat.
Actually, the cat takes up a very little portion of our budget because he gets like we buy 6 months of food for him at a time, which is like $80.
Oh, that's
not, and he's a day trader too. He lives off his own dividends.
Yeah, and his litter maybe is $20 a month tops.
You know, you could cut that $20 a month to zero, right?
Just leave the door open.
Yeah, just let him go outside like a normal cat.
We take him camping, and he won't even use the outside.
I know. That's your problem.
He's very litter trained. Like, he can only go in the litter box. He's just a weirdo like that.
What you gotta do is you gotta take the litter box outside so he gets used to going to the bathroom outside.
He's done that before.
Then transfer it to put a little sand spot in the backyard so you can start going in the sand spot, and then don't worry about it ever again. Same way as you train your cat to use your toilet. You raise the litter box up to the toilet height so the cat gets used to jump up to go to the bathroom, and then you place the litter box over the toilet bowl, like inside the toilet bowl, so the cat gets used to squatting on the lid to go to the bathroom.
And you know what? Maine Coons are really, really smart. It would not surprise me if you guys were able. I'm not encouraging you to do this because I don't even know logistically how messy it would be or anything like that. But it wouldn't surprise me if you could train Slagathor to start using the bathroom. Like I wouldn't expect him to flush, but
no, you don't want to train him to flush because then they'll just sit there and like flush the toilet when you're not home.
Yeah, he plays with the toilet paper as part of the problem.
He's not allowed in the bathroom. Like, even when we're home, because he gets into everything. He's figured out how to open up the toilet seat and get into the toilet.
But he just plays in the water. It's not like he wants to use it for what it's intended. Like,
I mean, you can play in the toilet.
I don't know if sitting on it implies playing with it, but...
Stephanie's Maine Coon would do that also. Like, it would always have water, but it insisted on getting its water from the toilet.
Yeah, he likes the bathtub. Every time we're done with the shower, he wants to lick the bathtub clean.
Yep, her cat did that
just
too.
Because it's the freshest of fresh water.
And it's human flavored.
With a hint of shampoo.
Right.
No, my cat's gotten used to just drinking straight out of the tap. In my bathroom, I leave the water just slightly dripping so she can just go and get a drink of water whenever she wants. I used to keep a little bowl of water in the bathroom for her, but she kept knocking it over, or she'd move it to the center of the bathroom.
So you said straight from the tap. You've seen John's shirt, right?
Straight from the tap.
This isn't Trina.
You need to change the chicken to a cat.
No,
this is a weird relationship.
It's a black cock.
Is a black cock. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, of course. Like, I'm surprised nobody else got that reference.
Wait,
Like,
is the shirt black and it's a...
no, it's a white shirt with a black cock.
Huh.
Did you not?
This is straight from the top.
You didn't make those colors, like, different to, you can select your cock color.
You can.
Just would make sense. Got off on a tangent. Where was I?
You were looking up the percentage of your budget that's allocated to alcohol.
Yeah, it won't let me do that from my phone. But it's a bit. It's not like... So
Is it more than 20%?
Okay, you guys also
No.
forget too at the same time, like that part of the budget is also for making stuff, which I do quite a bit.
When was
Yeah,
you haven't made a cider since before Halloween.
Yeah, I know.
So don't
but
say you do that quite a bit. You do it like once every
used to do
4
quite a
months.
That's okay. Okay, Trina. So getting financially fit.
Getting financially fit. We actually spend twice the amount on cars that we do on alcohol each month. So our big issue is car expenses. It's not actually... I mean, we do spend a lot on alcohol as we go.
Well,
And we only have one car payment too, so it's not like we have a ton of car payments or anything like that.
No,
We
it's
actually
just a lot of
3
maintenance and
car
repairs.
payments, but
No,
this is
we
why
have
I keep track of the
car
finances.
payment, one RV payment, and one boat payment,
We have 3 vehicle payments.
but one car payment.
Yeah, this is part of the problem. So one of my other goals is to get Nano on board with the finances so he knows what is going on.
Good luck and Godspeed.
I'd like to get more fit myself. Probably should cut back on drinking.
Hillsboro, start February. Get you a personal trainer.
Yeah, I'm not driving to Hillsboro for a personal trainer. So
You come out here almost once a week anyways for something.
Yeah, but that's so much driving, which adds to the vehicle expenses. I could run them out around my block. I could do that. I just need to not throw out my back as soon as softball season starts. So,
Oh, speaking of which, when is registration for that?
people usually start thinking about it in April, May time.
Reed, you also have to live out here. They're very strict about that.
We
No,
can
they're
only
not.
have 3 out of town players.
I can live at your. I can air quotes live at your house.
Sure. Until they figure out you don't, and then people complain. But I think everybody on our team right now is actually in county, so we don't have very many out of county players as it is.
Is it out of county or out of city?
It's out of county because
Oh.
you can't say out of city, like it's such a small
Yeah.
because we accept Scappoose and what's Deer Island. I think we have a couple players from there.
I think there's a couple players from Rainier not on your team now.
Oh yeah, like it's the whole county. John's dying now.
Yeah, I'm actually. He had to mute himself. I can still hear him dying though.
Yeah, I can too.
So everybody's dying.
Quick, say something memorable so he can't cut this section.
Yeah. Okay, so next other goal that I have for 2019, I had a third one. What was it?
Fuck bitches and make money.
Fuck bitches, make money. I want to get more house projects done. I need to build a garage. I'm not building a garage. I'm just gonna like get the finances set up to build a garage because it's gonna collapse at any point now.
Yeah, if you guys get like a significant snowstorm this year, you might lose your garage.
It's supposed to be wet and warm.
If someone leans up against it, we'd probably lose it.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with insurance. It's such a hassle. So I'd rather
Except
just
for you get paid.
Yeah, but like you get paid for the shit you lost, so we would end up losing, have to dispose of it. Like it would be a wash at the end of the day.
Yeah, but then there's really garbage anyways. So you get paid for garbage and just never have to buy new stuff.
Yeah, but no, we get paid for the garbage we lost, so we get paid for the value of it and the disposal of it, but then we have to replace it. So
No, it's all garbage.
Yeah, but it wasn't garbage before the thing collapsed. Like it's just gonna be a hassle to deal with. I just don't want to deal with insurance. I hate dealing with them. It's so much follow up, and I don't understand the insurance world. So I'd rather just tear it down myself and get what we want in there. I had another one. What else was my goal? Ooh, I want to do more reading this year. I love reading books, and I just don't have enough time to. Well, I have enough time. I don't carve out enough time to actually like sit down with a good book. So I would like to do that this next year.
I'm a big fan of audiobooks.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of those recently too, but there's something about actually like reading them that's different than listening to them. So I've been doing a bit more of both.
Oh, there's things I'd rather do than read. Like, oh, that's just me though.
Yeah, at the end of the night, I'll crack open a book instead of staring at my phone at night.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, it's better on your eyes too. At least that's what they say. So I'm going with it.
I have something to add to the worst of 2018.
Oh snap! John's not dead yet.
Oh man, taking a sip of water, it going down the wrong pipe, realizing that you're going to start coughing, desperately trying to click the mute button and missing it multiple times. Finally clicking the mute button, realizing you have nowhere to expel this water other than to your floor, which you do, and then not understanding why it feels like mace everywhere.
Did John just vomit on his floor?
Worse.
Did you shit on the floor?
Oh my god!
No.
How did I start choking in water and start shitting? Like, what?
I don't know.
Oh, it's your body.
You also have. Oh my god! You also have
It was vomit. It was vomit. This is so gross. It was, but it came through my nose, and it wasn't like vomit.
It was that clear stuff that just smelled like vomit.
No, it was all the spicy fucking sauce that I put on my fries. I feel like someone just took like, you guys know the WD-40 can that's got the red straw?
Yeah.
I feel like someone just stuck that up my nose with bear mace and just let it rip.
You must work at Amazon.
Oh my god, it's so bad. Thankfully, I have a box of tissues and napkins in here in which I was able to catch it all, but like, that's disgusting. It is so bad. My eyes are watering. I'm so glad this is on video. This is awful.
Oh, did you end up going to your blood draw yesterday?
No, I don't no, there's no availability. So I might be able to get it done this Friday, but I don't know.
I mean, at this point, you're just going to need to settle for any day.
No, Friday is the only day.
Ah,
all right, cool. Anyway, I'm sorry. Trina, reading books more. That sounds fantastic.
Yep, that's the gist of it, I guess.
Nano, you got something? Stuff you're looking forward to? Goals of 2019?
Goals for 2019. There's a big project I'm going to be doing, which is going to be a lot of fun.
Called building the garage.
Not that one. That is one of the goals, though. Really need that done. It would make my life so much easier if I had a garage. But I'm taking that, Chevy 350 that I have, and I'm putting it in that little postal Jeep I have. So that's one of the goals I want to get done. It's a fun one. Garage, though, also needed. If I can find time, I really want to get an excavator in our backyard and scrape it and get it all cleaned up. That also entails, probably going to happen around the same time the garage is done.
We should do that after Coachella, though.
Wait, are you guys going to Coachella?
No, Kingsbury Coachella.
Kingsbury
Yeah,
Coachella.
the Kingsbury Coachella.
Okay.
Because if, instead of island camping, we're going to camp in their backyard so that we can still have good food.
I think I'd rather go camping on the island.
Yeah, so would I. So, Reed, you're buying a boat?
We
Nope.
just need to agree to pack light and not have any type of fancy kitchen setup.
That's the thing is, like, we only have to go for like one night.
It's not worth it for one
It's
night.
not worth
Yeah,
it for one
not
night.
even a little bit worth it.
Like 2 nights minimum. 3 nights is perfect.
I feel like 3 nights is a little much because then we need serious setups.
Yeah, but we could survive on hot dogs and cans of chili. And
I mean, we could also just agree to like go to that restaurant on the
marks on the channel every time.
yeah.
Well, see, the problem is we also don't have enough boat space for everybody.
That's,
Well, we just need to like limit the amount of people that go.
yeah, so it's a very exclusive group, or somebody else needs to buy a boat.
Well, even just the group we have, there's too many people.
You're telling me? No, we've gotten the 7 of us on there before.
The boat,
The
7 and then Zach.
official weight limit on that is 7.5 people,
Jess is
which
small.
actually is our exact group.
I was gonna say big 7 and Ollie. That's 7.5 right there. But you can't take 7.5 people and all of their shit.
Right.
Yeah. And the boat just wouldn't go at the end of the season too. So we need to
Yeah,
get that fixed.
that's another goal. I gotta get the boat fixed properly.
We have too much shit at this point.
I
and
feel
so-
like it probably behoove you guys just to sell that boat as much as it sucks.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
okay, so we have a stupid boat, we have a stupid RV, we have a stupid house, we have a stupid cat, we have...
That cat is really stupid.
I love that cat, though. It's just...
Yeah, it's just like your mongoloid child. You just have to keep it.
Yeah, but he's not stupid. He's highly intelligent, which is the problem.
We just have too much going on. Like, we need to offload at least a couple of our hobbies so that we have more time to devote to the other hobbies.
Yeah. To get financially fit, I'd say drop the boat, get rid of that
Well,
boat
the RV,
payment.
I'm dropping that as quick as possible. But
Are you guys
the RV's
selling the
gonna be
RV, or are you
more
just going to finish paying it off?
sorry, Nana was dying there. What'd you say?
Are you going to sell the RV, or just finish paying it off?
We're going to both because it's paid off in July. Like, we've been very aggressive on those payments. I feel weird with a 0 interest, 0 like payment schedule type loan. Like, I feel like I need to pay it off faster.
Yeah.
Just because it's somebody, like, it's a personal somebody that is dealing with that debt in the meantime. So I've been paying that off pretty aggressively. But that'll be paid off this summer, and we're going to sell it, fix up the floor, see if we can make a buck off of it.
Yeah.
It's also just way too big, so...
We don't need that much space for the two of us and a cat. So,
We are going to buy another vehicle, though.
After you sell 3, right?
No. Just the RV. No,
Yeah,
probably not
RV.
even the RV.
The
you have
boat,
to get rid of that truck, too.
the truck.
Oh, yeah, green truck needs to go. So I need to pull the motor. The problem is I can't pull the motor because I don't have a garage to put said motor once I pull it.
We have too much shit.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of big goals or anything, just hobby goals.
All
Cool.
the same goals that didn't get done last year.
Yeah, pretty much.
New year, same you.
Yeah.
That's not always the worst thing if you're a person that people enjoy being around and your personal life isn't suffering, in the big picture. That doesn't sound like the worst thing.
That just got super loud for me.
Sorry. I didn't talk any different.
Maybe you're definitely louder.
Yeah, like your microphone auto-adjusted or something.
I am set for auto adjust. Maybe it's doing it because I don't know.
You got loud as you were talking there.
I actually leaned forward to talk into the mic to see if it would lower my gain. But okay, cool. Does anyone else have anything they want to kind of close out with? We're at
We're a little over time.
yeah, we're just over an hour, I think.
I'd like to get Death Cart finished this summer. I'd like to get a 4-door Jeep.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Reed. We didn't even get to you yet.
Well, I kind of
We
started.
started with Reed.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of like, yeah, that's it.
So get Death
Remember,
Cart
Reed
finished.
just wants to spend more time with Jess.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I'd like to get a 4-door Jeep.
I would like. I think everyone here, raise your hands if you'd like Reed to get a 4-door Jeep. See,
I'm raising my hand.
everyone's got their hand raised.
And
Yeah.
I'm also requesting AC.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna
Rubicons have AC, don't
I'm
they?
gonna get a Rubicon. Well, I actually found a Rubicon from the same place I bought my Jeep, but it's pretty much bone stock, and it doesn't have heated seats.
We could do heated seats. Coach Automotive.
We could do heated seats, but it's also bone stock, and it's got like 50,000 more miles on it than my Jeep does. So, I'm not super crazy on the green.
No, 50K over.
Well, it's got like 86,000.
You're at what, 30 something then?
I'm at 38.
Yeah. And you'd be taking a huge hit. And
I'd probably be taking a $2,000 or $3,000 hit. It's not super huge.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How important are heated seats to you?
I mean, not super important.
I think AC is more important.
I was
AC
gonna
is
say,
more
I'm
important.
Someone who doesn't even have AC in this Jeep right now.
But which is also nice because it encourages me to like take my top off and
Yeah.
take my doors off, which is one of the main reasons I bought a Jeep was so I could take the top off and take the doors off.
For sure. I'm with you on that. That makes sense. I was telling myself if I actually get a Husky, which I don't want, if I get a Husky, I would get myself a Jeep that I would just be able to take the doors and roof and stuff off
Yeah, I
of.
feel like once we have our compound, like the community could keep a pair of Huskies
Yeah.
because we can't just have one Husky. 'Cause
Right.
I mean, the Huskies could get along with their herd of cats, so.
Yeah. Slagathor will lead them all.
He's such an alpha.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Hi,
Hi, Oliver. Or is that
That's
Slagathor?
Slagathor.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Okay, cool. I guess we're going to wrap it up then, unless anyone else has anything else to add.
I don't.
Okay, cool. So thanks everybody for participating in episode 3. Again, we've got Johnathan Addison, Stephanie Addison, Trina and Nano Kingsbury, and
Reed Tucker.
Reed Tucker. Anybody want to do a shout out to anything that matters to them right now?
Hi, Em.
Hi, Em.
Oh, actually, I'd like to rephrase that. My high point of 2018 was meeting M.
Okay, cool. That's your number one peak point?
That's the number one peak point of 2018.
Perfect. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Anyone else shout outs?
Hi, Jess.
Hi, Jess. I am.
Hi, pupils.
Hey, Nikki. Anybody want a Krispy Kreme donut?
Ooh,
Like
that
right
sounds
now?
I mean, are you going to drive them over here?
No.
Yeah, is this a delivery system?
No, but I can save them for the New Year's.
It's not
Well,
They're not going to.
yeah,
We need
fresh
fresh
ones on
ones. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, crash on your way over.
That's on you guys then. I'm going to have a Krispy Kreme. I'll catch you guys later.
Okay, bye everybody. Thanks again.
Bye.